Ever had your pocket picked while on holiday? We show you how it's done and how to avoid it happening to you. This week on Fast Track, why pickpocketing tourists is on the increase in Europe and what you can do to avoid becoming a victim. We head to the Big Apple to go behind the scenes at the city's most iconic railway station as it celebrates its 100th birthday this year. And
the last-minute hotel booking apps that could save you loads of cash, and the world's most flexible blogger. That's online check-in later in the show.
Welcome to Fast Track. I'm Fiona Foster. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, and I hope you'll stay with us for the next half hour for all the latest news from the world of travel, and I hope a bit of inspiration for your next trip along the way. And wherever you're heading next, we all know there's not much worse than having your wallet, your purse, your credit cards, your passport stolen whilst you're there. Last month, one of the world's most visited museums, the Louvre in Paris, closed its doors for the day as staff protested over pickpockets. And Paris is just one of a growing list of European cities suffering an increase in the number of tourist robberies. So how do you avoid those pickpockets? Anthony Baxter investigates.
London is one of the world's most visited cities, with more than 26 million people heading to the capital every year. It's a place where there's something for everyone, from history to culture, art, grand museums and royalty. But the city, which offers so much for so many, is also the perfect backdrop for pickpockets. London has been rated 10th in an index of European destinations where tourists are most likely to have their possessions stolen. That's according to TripAdvisor. So how can you avoid becoming a victim on your next holiday destination? Well, first, can you spot the pickpocket in this crowd? Meet James Friedman. He's a magician by trade and a leading pickpocket consultant.
I once had an experience where I came out of a bar, a man shook my arm on this side,
right,
and while that was happening, phone disappeared from there.
Yeah.
That's a fairly familiar technique, I imagine?
Well, it falls into a pattern, which is distraction. And there are lots of natural distractions on the street, going through an Oyster card machine, someone dropping coins, crossing a road. The best defence from any pickpocket is distance. And that's why pickpockets will always go to a crowded racetrack or a busy place like Piccadilly Circus. Of course, you can't avoid those places. But some sensible things you can do is not take valuables that you don't need with you. A lot of people now are carrying their driving licence around with their credit cards. I would never do that. If you're a tourist here, you're going to be looking at the sights. If you're a business person here getting somewhere, you're going to be looking at your phone or going to where you're going. If you're a pickpocket here, you're going to be looking at marks. Look at that wallet there. Even you could take that out of his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to risk it, but yeah, you're right. So we've established that I probably got things in the wrong places, but could you get something off me now, even though I'm looking at you? I know
Probably.
that you...
The thing that people always ask about is stealing a watch from someone. Do you think I could take that watch from you?
I'm pretty confident. Well, I'm sure.
Why don't you put your hand over it so I can't take it? Now you're sure it's there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got some other things. You've got your phone. Don't know what that is. Something leather. It feels in there. What is that? A lip salve?
That's a lip salve.
Lip salve in there and around the back here. Is that a wallet?
That is a wallet.
Okay. Well, I'll try and take things from you. Would it surprise you to know the lip salve just went? And it's here. And your phone is also gone. It's actually here. Just check, that's yours, isn't it?
That is mine.
Yeah, so that's the
remarkable
way people can take things, and while you're concentrating on those two objects and making sure that you've got them, I could do something like steal your watch.
Well, James definitely left me shocked at just how easy it is to pickpocket someone. But the real criminals often use gangs and distraction tactics. Emily was targeted when she was on holiday in Barcelona.
We nipped down the Ramblas in Barcelona and went to an internet cafe to sort of catch up because we've been away for a while, send some emails, and I was sat at the computer and just put the bag really near my foot and kept checking it again, and I guess because I was focused on the screen, somebody just walked past and took it.
And it was gone?
Just gone.
There must have been initially a moment of panic.
Complete panic, yeah. We just couldn't understand how it'd been so between me and my friend and just gone the next second. So we kind of ran around a little bit in the internet cafe trying to find it, and then obviously went straight out and tried to find maybe in a street or something, or see anybody carrying the bag, but nothing. So
you're in a foreign place without your passport, with no money, no phone. What did you do?
Well, my friend had his stuff still, so I could obviously use his phone and I guess get access to money with him. But obviously I had to go to the police station, and there was actually a queue in the police station because it had happened to so many people.
Barcelona is listed first on the index of cities where you're most likely to have your belongings stolen while on holiday. Last year, more than 7 million people came here. It is one of the Mediterranean's busiest ports. Rome in Italy is listed second on the index, along with Paris in third. Only last month, staff at one of the world's most visited museums, the Louvre in the French capital, walked out in protest over pickpockets who were targeting tourists and workers there. Madrid is listed fourth, and Athens in Greece is fifth. London has appeared on the list of top 10 cities for pickpockets. Down here on the Underground, thefts have actually gone down in the last year. That's partly due to a transport police operation. Hundreds of plainclothes officers walking around checking the network, looking for pickpockets and so-called dippers. Last year, there were 7,000 thefts reported on the London Underground. It's here where British transport police officers patrol the entire network with an array of CCTV cameras.
We use the CCTV, we use what was called a guardianship. So people come through the ticketed barriers, they pay the fare, they come in and meet a uniform presence in terms of police officers, and we use the CCTV to target suspicious activity on the tube network, and we direct in either undercover plainclothes officers or uniformed officers to come and investigate suspicious activity on the tube network.
How can people help themselves and stop themselves from being a victim?
It's about being aware of their surroundings, making sure that their clothing and luggage is zipped up, but in particular looking out for their mobile phones, making sure that when they are using it, that they put it away somewhere safe, and they make sure that they know where that is at all times whilst on the tube network.
And as the police say, there are some very simple things you can do to avoid having your stuff nicked while on holiday. And surprisingly, even if you've got travel insurance, you want to be covered if the insurer feels you weren't being responsible at the time when you had your stuff stolen.
Or if you had a hire car and you left your wallet on the dashboard with the window rolled down, somebody reached in, stole it, they could take the view you didn't look after it properly. If you check high-value belongings into your hold luggage and things are stolen or mislaid, it can be quite difficult for you to claim, because once more the insurance can take the view you did not take good care.
Pickpocketing across the world isn't going to stop, but with a few simple measures put in place while on holiday, you'll definitely make it harder for the criminal gangs to target you, as police forces around the world continue to play cat and mouse with the dippers.
Anthony Baxter on the best way to avoid getting your pocket dipped next time you're on holiday. And we'd love to hear your horror stories on that one, and I'm sure there are plenty of them. And of course, any tips you've got on how to prevent it happening to you. Email us at our usual address, fasttrack@bbc.com. Now let's have a look at what else has been making news in the world of travel this week.
If you're planning a trip to Belize to view the ancient Mayan pyramids, well, there might not be quite as much to see anymore. Archaeologists claim the construction companies destroyed one of the country's largest pyramids, the No Mall Temple, thought to be more than 2,000 years old. They say it's been bulldozed by workers building a road. Police are investigating. Tour guides in Argentina now, and for fans of the new Pope, there's a chance to learn more about his childhood with organised themed bus tours of his hometown, Buenos Aires. The 3-hour trip includes everything from his barbershop to his local football pitch. Some enthusiasts have already taken the tour more than once. In Russia, Lenin's mausoleum's reopened to the public after being closed for nearly 5 months of renovations. Tourists and school groups have already been queuing up on Moscow's Red Square for their chance to view his embalmed body. Boeing says it's resumed deliveries of its 787 Dreamliner after 2 incidents involving lithium-ion batteries led to its grounding worldwide. A modified plane's now been delivered to Japan's All Nippon Airways, which will restart Dreamliner flights on the 1st of June. Regulators took action after the batteries overheated on ANA and Japan Airlines flights. And a final thought on how not to act on your next African safari. This drunken tourist was lucky to escape unharmed when he thought it would be funny to charge an elephant in South Africa's Kruger National Park. The footage was filmed by his friends. Wildlife advocates have called for criminal charges to be brought.
We're taking a short break now, but do stay with us because coming straight down the tracks, we're off to New York's world-famous Grand Central Station, which is celebrating its centenary this year. And Carmen's here with her online check-in to all that's hip and happening on the web in the world of travel, including an app that allows you to become the tour guide.
Hi there, you're watching Online Check-In, the fast-track guide to all that's weird, wacky and worth your while in travel on the web and on the go. I'm Carmen Roberts. Now, most of you will be familiar with Airbnb, the website that lets you rent a room or an entire home in hundreds of cities around the world. Well, now it's offering more than just beds and abodes. The neighborhood guides on the site are invaluable if you ask me. But now hosts can become tour guides too, either offering tours directly to guests or, crucially, act as a go-between with local tour operators. I'd be keen to see how this plays out. On the one hand, it's great to have a local show you around, but at the end of the day, they won't be licensed guides, and I don't even want to touch on the issue of consumer protection and liability. Another site that's undergone a transformation is MyGola. It's no longer a trip planning tool where you could write in and ask for tips from a forum of experts, but now it claims to be a one-stop shop for travel itineraries. The Bangalore-based site has morphed into a visual planning tool with a slick user interface. You can search for a destination and choose from already existing holidays from a variety of tour operators, or create your own journey from scratch. There are great visual images. You can see your route on a map, and it even makes suggestions if you have some spare time. A couple of gripes though. The site did struggle to give me recommendations for out-of-the-way destinations, and if you have any questions, it could take up to 24 hours for a MyGola representative to get back to you. It seems almost every traveller wants something in a hurry these days, and booking a last-minute hotel room is no exception. But fortunately, there are a number of apps out there to help you out. Of course, there are the old favourites, US-based Hotel Tonight, its European counterpart Blink Booking, and newbies such as Hot Hotels. But there are a number of apps popping up in Asia, like Hotel Quickly. The Hong Kong-based startup claims to bag you up to 70% off the price of a last-minute hotel room, but for the moment it's only available in 6 countries across Southeast Asia. Its main rival is Check-In Tonight, Hotel Tonight's Asian little sister. It offers same-day deals, again claiming discounts of up to 70% off. It currently offers 3 hand-picked hotels a night in 16 cities in Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore and Hong Kong. I'm usually very organised, so I never leave my hotel bookings to the last minute, but I'd be keen to hear from anyone who's used these websites and apps. Do you really make big savings booking on the day? Or have you been caught out? Drop me a line and tell me your experiences. The address is fasttrack@bbc.com. Or let me know about any other sites or apps you're loving right now. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter too. Staying with hotel apps, and here's an app from the Ibis chain that's mainly just for fun. The Sleep Art app converts the movements and sounds during your sleep into a piece of art. You simply start the app, set the alarm clock and place the smartphone on the mattress, and it records the sounds, movements and vibrations through the app's motion sensor. I wonder how it would interpret excessive drooling or an unexpected midnight phone call. Tweet of the week time now, and the movers and shakers at Mashable have stumbled across Jaime Davila's toe-touching pics from around the world. A more flexible where the hell is Matt, if you like. Some jumps are so impressive they don't look real, but the tomato-covered leap at La Tomatina looks genuine enough to me. And finally, let me leave you with an impressive time-lapse video that could be an inspiration for travellers. It's a series of Google Street View images stitched together using new open-source software to make a stunning virtual road trip from Norway to Hong Kong. Enjoy, see you next time.
Thanks, Carmen. We'll see you again next time. Now, to end today's programme, we're heading off to Manhattan in New York, where one of the city's most famous landmarks, the iconic Grand Central Station, is celebrating its centenary. It has more platforms than any other train station in the world, and 750,000 pass through it every day. Fast Track has been behind the scenes to meet the workers whose job it is to make sure that everything keeps running on time.
I don't know whether it's the age, whether it's the stature, whether it's the intrigue, because it's miles and miles and miles above ground, underground, sideways. I think that is the mystery of Grand Central. That each day you can come and explore or find something different. The job entails all information. Whether you're a tourist, hi, how can I help you?
I was told that there was a meeting point that looks like a room with clocks.
Yes, ma'am, how can I help you?
Get the walking tour headphones.
Hi,
And
again.
the restrooms.
The restrooms are down the middle staircase,
Okay.
men and women. I charge for the next question.
So what we do every day is we make sure that every train that is posted on every track, they depart on time. We have to monitor deadhead equipment. We have to monitor engines, tracks out of service, and everything to perform the rush hours in the AM and the PM.
We know the fire waits, unbelievers, all of the sinners the same. Girl, you and now are down, believers bound to the tracks of the train.
This is Roger. I called the SMO. They said that they were sending the passenger back over to 30. Over.
Roger.
Grand Central always served trains coming in from the west, the north, and the northeast, but never drew from the east from Long Island. So in order to get trains in from Long Island, we had to expand the size of Grand Central Terminal. And the only way to expand, we found out we couldn't go up because we have skyscrapers above us. We couldn't go to the east or the west because we have the basements of skyscrapers there, but we could go down. So we have an upper level of tracks right now. We have a lower level of tracks where we are right now. And we're building two new levels, a lower level and a lower level.
Right, 4, 5, or 6, go straight to the right down the escalator. I've been asked everything, where to find everything, street addresses. One of the strangest questions, though, was someone asked me to do their income tax for them. Yeah, they've asked me, can I give them the name and address of all the schools of dentistry? And really, nothing really shocks me.
We just finished up 4.5 years of blasting with explosives. You know, we're building a very massive construction project underneath the ground, so we used primarily tunnel boring machines to go and dig the primary holes, and then to make it nice and wide, we blew it all up with explosives. Problem is, we're in the middle of Manhattan, and we're not that far from the surface, and we have millions of people above us, and we didn't want to spook anyone, we didn't want to harm anyone, we didn't want to injure anyone or scare anyone. No one got spooked, no one was afraid. 4.5 years of blasting, no one was injured, no one even knew we were doing it. And we set off 2,500 blasting occasions.
We react to any situation, customer service, train delays, tracks out of service, disruption of service on the outline points. And then by reacting to that general situation, what we do here is we make sure that the trains continue to be leaving on time.
So we can tell how much Grand Central actually moved since the beginning of this construction. And it has moved 1/4 of an inch, which is about 5 millimeters.
And it's actually kind of fun. But very few people say thank you. You have to just let it go and go to the next person. Hi, how can I help you?
Yes,
Block to the signal at 1019 hours. Over.
1019 hours. Everybody's clear. Thank you so much.
Keeping the Big Apple on track. Some of the faces behind Grand Central Station, which is 100 years old this year. And that's it from us for this week. But next week we're in Russia, ahead of plans for a smoking ban there. Will Russians take any notice of the new rules? And what will it mean for the country's tourism industry? So do join us for that report and lots more next week if you can. In the meantime, you can stay in touch with us via Facebook, Twitter and Pinterest and have a look at some of our stories and features from around the world. But until next time, from me, Fiona Foster, and the rest of the Fast Track team, thank you for watching and goodbye.